Okay, so I'm going to teach you how to graph a line of regression, which is also a line of best fit, for a scatter plot.
Okay.
So the first step is you're going to enter your data on your calculator. So the first thing you want to do is press Stat.
Okay. Stat.
Second Stat. Wait, hang on. Yep, just Stat.
Okay.
And then hit Enter on Edit.
Okay.
And then that brings you to a table where you're going to put your values.
Okay.
And so this is the table of values that we're going to be using today.
Alright.
So to enter those, you're going to L1 is going to be your X value, and L2 are going to be your Y values.
Alright.
So to enter one, you can just go first to X value 0,
Just hit 0.
and then enter.
And then enter.
And then you can do that if you're the other.
All the way up to 4.
All the way up to 4.
1, enter, 2, 3, 4, enter.
And then
Okay.
you can hit your over arrow,
Okay.
and now you can enter your Y values.
Okay.
So 60,
60,
83,
83,
95,
95,
81,
81,
and 59.
59.
Alright, so now that you have your values entered,
Okay.
that's all of step 1. The next step is to look at the graph.
Alright.
So you're going to hit second, Y equals,
Second. Okay.
Y
And then y equals.
and hit enter on plot 1.
Okay.
And
Enter.
you want to make sure that plot 1 is on, which it is,
Okay.
and then this is just the dot, what it is, and that one's the easiest to see.
Okay.
Alright, and then we can hit zoom,
So
so that's at the top.
zoom. Okay.
And then you can go down or click 9 to get to zoom stat.
Zoom stat. Okay.
And that plots your points on your graph.
Yeah. Okay.
And so now we look at those to decide what type of graph that's going to be.
Gotcha. Not a straight line.
Not a straight line. No. So it's a parabola, so
Okay.
it's going to be a quadratic graph. So now that we know that, we can actually run the line of regression. So you're going to press Stat again,
Okay.
and then click over to Calc.
Over to calc. All right.
And then you can, so we decided that it's going to be a quadratic. You
Okay.
can either arrow down to quad reg, or you can just press 5.
Number 5 for quad reg. Okay.
And we have X list is L1 and Y list is L2, which is good because that's what we input our values as.
Okay.
So go down to store reg
Okay.
and hit alpha trace,
Alpha. And then
trace,
trace.
and hit enter on Y1.
Enter on y1.
It's already highlighted.
Gotcha.
Then you can go down and hit enter on calculate. Alright, and this gives us our equation, our A value, our B value, our C value, and our R value.
Okay. And what was the r value?
The R value tells you how accurate you are. So the closer to 1 your R value is, the more points will be on the line. But the closer to 0, the less points will be on
Okay.
the line. So once we know that, you could write that down, and you can hit graph.
Graph. Okay. So we're at 0.98, which is
Mhm.
pretty accurate.
Which is pretty close to 1. Yes.
Okay. Graph.
And it doesn't have to be 1, because it won't always be 1. You just want it to be close to 1. And we
Gotcha.
can see that it does hit most of the points.
Okay.
And you may have to repeat this step a couple times to get the correct one. Like, if you thought for some reason that this would be a linear graph, you would hit stat, then calc, and then if you thought it was linear, you could hit linear and run a linear regression. But as you see, that gives us an R value of negative 0.04, which is nowhere near 1. So when we graph it, that's not a good line of best fit, as it hits none of the points.
Okay. Gotcha. All right.
Yeah, so that's, you can go back, change it, empty quadratic alpha trace. So that way we know that it is a quadratic.
Okay.
And there's our correct or closest to our best line of best fit.
Okay. So now what are these numbers? A,
B and C, those are your values. So you have the equation y equals ax squared plus bx plus c.
okay.
And so you could input those values into that equation
Okay.
and then use it if you needed to substitute something.
Okay.
Or, yeah.
Gotcha. Those are our variables, A, B, and C.
Yes.
Okay. Excellent.
It's awesome.
Very good. Thanks for teaching me that.
You're welcome.